Another one we also are avoiding at their cost, I totally agree with this one, was Devin Singletary going as the 24th running back, 47 overall. It looked like he was ready to be unleashed after no free agents come there. Then they go and add Zack Moss. So do you expect him to be a little bit shackled again, kind of like what Gore was doing because of Moss? Is there other factors as well, too, that you have a little down on Singletary at cost right now?
I think you might be the same guy, right? I mean, and that's not great because, even when he was getting the touches last year, he wasn't especially productive, right? I mean, he was getting, solid touches down the stretch last season. He was still finishing outside the top 20 on a week-to-week basis. So that's a bit of a concern for me. Then, the team's, ambivalence, I guess I'll go towards him, handling a featured role, which they, bore out with the selection of Moss, who may be a pretty good back at this level as well. So, there's just not a lot I like about the backfield right now. Not named Josh Allen, who's probably the best running back on the roster.
I was just going to say that the ultimate vulture, and it's not even a running back. Josh Allen, the first quarterback touchdowns last year and this year, 9 and 8. Like, that's the most brutal. And Frank Gore had 18 goal line carries to Devin Singletary's 3 last year. And that was with Gore repeatedly just not getting it in. He didn't even have a ton of touchdowns, and they still kept going back to him. So I totally agree. It suggests the team does not view him as that true feature back, especially in the most important for fantasy department, touchdowns. And Moss is just a bowling ball. Like,
right, they didn't even give him the ball. I don't know. I'm sure he had well under 5 carries. I should look before I say. He did not get a lot of carries inside the 5-yard line.
He had three inside the 10-yard line. Yeah. So it was terrible. He even had less percent of the rushing share. He had the targets, and he's still going to see those. And obviously targets are valuable. He does some interesting thing when he gets the ball, but like without those touchdowns, it's going to be hard to come by with Josh Allen vulturing and now Zack Moss pegged for that 170 or so touches that Frank Gore had. Probably a better version of that at this stage of their career. We'll see. I totally agree with all that. Like, yes, I like Singletary, the player, but the team is clearly not committed to him in that 3-down role at that price range. There's still great receivers. All the guys we talked about earlier, Terry McLaurin or DK Metcalf. Sometimes A.J. Brown falls to that point. Like, there's so much upside. I'd rather have the 3 running backs hammered out and not have to worry about that kind of tier than have to deal with the Singletaries. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.